Yo, what is up? We've got some early access gameplay on Brant here. We're going to be discussing it, what his potential builds are, potential teammates, and what he looks like for the future of Wuthering Waves. If you haven't seen him, this is gameplay, and it looks kind of crazy. He's got a lot going on. Very air-like combat, similar to Camellia. You know, he's looking to be an insane sub-DPS to go Cheng Li, the quick swap god we've been waiting for. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, if you don't know, in-game, you can actually check this yourself as well. We actually have Brant's whole kit in here. I'm assuming because we're going to be able to play it in the story quests. Other people have gameplay from the creator servers. So, yeah, I don't know how the creator servers work in this game, I'll be honest. I think they're more like sponsors and stuff like that, but we can indeed look at his kit and what he's got going on here. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get right into his kit and look at what he's got going on here. So he has his basic attack, which is a 4-hit basic attack string, it seems like. He has a ton of multipliers in here, which are crazy. He has his basic, you know, stage 1 through 4, but then he has all of his med-air attacks, which are these that you see going on here, you know, like a bunch of attacks going on. Stuff like that, dodge counter, when he's attacking in the mid-air with his skill. Seems to be when his skill is filled with his Forte right there. Like, he's got a lot going on in his kit, which is crazy. But going back here, so yeah, we have his basic attack, has a ton of multipliers as usual. This stuff is never actually this complicated. It just looks this complicated on paper before we actually get to test the character. But yeah, he is pretty much a character attacking mid-air a ton and stuff like that. And he attacks with a grapple, and it's just showing like all of that information. We have his... Alright, so looking at his skill here, his skill launches himself up into the air and blasts all targets in area, so a little bit of AoE on it. Let me move my cam so I'm not blocking this. Let's go top right here. And while he's in mid-air, if his Bravo is not full, Resonance skill anchors away is replaced with a plunging attack. So if we look here, when they do the skill, that was super quick. Yeah, so after right here, they casted skill again. Yeah, and it just did that attack, which put him into the mid-air. Listen carefully. And then if he goes back to the ground, it replaces it. So it's kind of like, I guess, Jinxie or like Camellia, where like if you don't have the form full, that it'll end. And it's for his form being his Forte here. And it's got like 4 variants of it, it seems, or 4 charges before it gets up to full. So you see that? And then they do the Forte right there. And then he does the big anchor plunge attack from the Forte being full, which is crazy. So going back into here, yeah, so his skill seems you want to charge it up by doing your basic attacks, your mid-air and everything combos, and then once you have it full, you slam down that big anchor on the ground there. This is only level 1 scaling. Can't really see the full scalings without going into Dreamers here, but I will say he has some very insane scalings here. His Forte gives him additional attack based on his energy regen, and for every 1% of his energy regen over 150%, Brant gains additional 12 points of attack up to 1560. So he's gonna have a ton of attack. This is gonna be like our first character going up to like, maybe like 4k, 5k attack. Like, he can give himself a ton of attack. There's another thing in this kit that also gives him attack as well, which is crazy. Also, like I said, Bravo is the Forte here. He gains Bravo from doing normal attacks, his intro skill and resonance skill. So you're probably going to always want to intro skill into him, as most people want to, you know, they prefer being intro skilled into, so they can start their combo. You know, that's just kind of how it goes. He also has a heal for his team when his Bravo reaches different increments here. That is what we were looking at actually on here. That's what we wanted to look at. Yeah, so this Bravo right here is going to be 25, 50, 75, and then 100. So when it reaches those increments, he's actually healing the team right here. If we go back, so every time he hits one of these increments on his Forte, his team's going to get healed. They're full HP here, but as you can see, there was a heal right there when he got to 75 on his Forte, which is pretty cool there. Okay, so going back to Forte here, Once his Bravo is full, it replaces his Resident skill Anchor Away with Return from Ashes, which consumes all Bravo to perform Return from Ashes, dealing fusion damage. And this is considered basic attack damage. So he seems like he wants a basic attack. A lot of his stuff counts as basic attack here, which is interesting because he goes with Cheng Li, and Cheng Li is Resident skill boosting. So, or not Resident skill boosting, she's Resonance Liberation boosting. I mean, she could still boost his ult, I guess, but in terms of them like directly syncing with each other, she won't be boosting up his basic attack there. So, yeah. So we go back to his skills here. It seems like most things count as basic attack, which is, you know, our first fusion basic attacker besides Chixia, I guess. Anything else to look at the Forte here? Not really, you know. Doesn't seem that complex, to be honest. He also has a shield. I forgot to talk about that as well. Yeah, once he does all of his Bravo and he slams down that anchor, he actually gives a shield to his team here. Let's look at that real quick as well. I opened up the wrong thing. So yeah, if you didn't peep that, I forgot to talk about that. So right here, as you see, he has a shield. That was because they already did the Forte. Let's go before they did a full Forte here. So we go right here. So right here, they're about to pop the Forte, and then once they do this full Forte right here and slam down the anchor, they're going to be getting a shield. Oh, you don't even have to slam down the anchor to get the shield. You just have to do a Forte skill. That's interesting. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. All right, so that is the Forte there, and his ultimate is what has the crazy animation where he swings in on the big anchor. This is going to deal damage to all targets within range and heal everybody before entering the Aflame state. And this can also be cast mid-air. And the Aflame state is the efficiency of gaining Bravo is increased by 100% when normal attack or Resident skill Anchor Away hits the target. Meanwhile, Forte Circuit Theatrical Moment is replaced by My Moment. Oh, you need the ulti for the anchor, potentially? No, he's not an ulti here, though. I think, actually, they canceled the animation for the anchor here. I think the anchor, yeah, they dodge countered after their Forte here, and then in this one, they actually got the full combo off, so that's why. So you want to make sure you're not dodging to cancel your Forte or lose out on a big damage boost right there. And we go into the ulti here. They're about to ult. His ulti animation is so fire, by the way. Holy. They swap to Phoebe here. So yeah, he gets more Bravo here. Not the best gameplay showcase, obviously, just, you know, early access showcase. Really wish they were trying to maximize how much Bravo they were getting. But as you can see, his mid-air attacks start going crazy after he ultis. You see he's tethering onto them and everything here. And because you're going to be building energy regen on him, he's going to have his ultimate up like a ton. Yeah, they said they don't know this boss's attack pattern. That's valid, you know. I'm not gonna get on them for their gameplay. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just like, you know, like the gameplay out here. Also, Lorelei though, oh my god, y'all see that? Batman, there's no rules against the echoes, Batman. Anyways, so yeah, that is that. And another thing is when he's in My Moment, his attack increase is gonna now go up to 2,600 for his energy regen, which is huge. This guy is going to give himself so much attack, it is insane. Like, attack might just be like nothing on this guy. When all of our, because if you don't know, WoW characters, like, they have like a really like big missing of attack in their kits, you know, so attack adds a lot. A lot of people don't know that. That's why like flat attack rolls can actually be better than damage percent rolls sometimes. And with Brant here, it's going to be completely opposite. He wants those damage percent rolls a ton because he's going to give himself so much attack here. But yeah, ult and that. Let's look at the inherent skills as well. His first inherent skill makes it so his healing is increased by 20%, and his second one makes it so his resistance to interruptions increased, and when he's doing mid-air attacks, he gets a 15% fusion damage bonus. So you always want to be attacking in the air with him as usual. You know, that makes sense, that makes sense. I don't know why you wouldn't be attacking in the air with him. His nodes here are crit rate and attack percent, so he's going to have a good amount of crit for free there, which is nice. You're probably going to be able to go a crit damage on him. And intro skill, his next mid-air attack begins at stage 2. This effect ends early when Brant lands early or is swapped out. Intro skills don't really matter that much besides starting people's combos usually, so not much to see there. But pretty hyped for Brant here. I'm going to be picking him up. I'm going to be trying to get Brant and Cheng Li's weapon there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Brant here. Shout out to Mocker May for this gameplay video, you know, that we're reviewing here. But yeah, Brant will be coming out within like what, 2-3 weeks here, which is huge, you know. He's got some sick gameplay going on here. I'm definitely hyped to try him out for sure. And yeah, Cheng Li mains rejoice. Goodbye.